fell off the table. Still landed in my hand. It's a bear. I think this coin got it right today. Good evening. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Got the live, doesn't look so live here. Let me hit that live button. Speed that up a little bit. Okay, got the live Miami cam up, and this is the underwater cam. Where the hell is this thing? I forget. Let me take a look here. Coral City cam and the Miami underwater live stream, wherever that is. It's in the port of Miami. A little busy. Some colorful fish down there, though, and kind of a cool day. Well, I got this report out a bit late for a couple reasons. Got one employee down that just caught the COVID, and so we're even more short-handed than we have been in a while. And plus, I kind of wanted to see what the markets would do this morning. I mean, what a weird day as far as precious metals goes. Silver did get knocked down below that $20 level. I don't think it's closed below that level, but it was testing the high 20s, 2097, 2098, I think. But hanging around that $21 mark, I'm kind of curious to see what happens for the rest of the weekend. But again, I just can't see sub $20 silver unless this entire stock market hemorrhages, and you're never going to buy silver at that price. Folks, there's such a huge disconnect between what you can buy paper silver for versus what investment silver is available and the premiums that they're getting for it right now. And I told you I was going to have a cool little money-making suggestion for you if you can make this thing happen on how you can trade your 90% and your silver eagles and end up with more silver in your pocket. We'll get to that in a little bit. First, let's take a look at the quote of the day. Is what we learned is money doesn't grow on trees. I didn't have time to look and see who Jacob Nielsen is. I hope he's not a bad guy because it's true. But that's such an old saying. I mean, maybe was he the first guy to make that up? I don't know, but it's true. Money doesn't grow on trees. And most of us know that, except for Washington, D.C. They never learned that lesson that money doesn't grow on trees, especially the current administration. But let's not go there right now. Let's go to spot prices and see what's going on. Here's what's going on as far as the gold to silver ratio. I did a little quick math here. We're in 85 to 86 to 1 ratio right now with gold to silver. Again, silver taking the biggest hit percentage-wise overall, but silver makes those crazy swings. I mean, we're used to these 50-cent and dollar moves. We're used to seeing them dump this stuff by $1 or $2, and even more over a period of time. But the thing is, like I said, there's such a big disconnect from what this price is and what investors, silver investors, can go out and physically buy silver for, unless you're buying SLV or one of the PSLV or one of the ETFs. But physical silver, you just can't buy it for these levels. And again, we're going to get into that a bit. Take a look at the ranges here. Not much, 1808 to 1809.86. There we go. Yesterday's close, 1832. So, gold got whacked pretty good. Still hasn't gone below that $1,800 mark, but we got the rest of the week to see what happens here. Even so, I think silver's holding, gold, I keep saying silver. Gold is, in my opinion, holding a really good base here. Again, at the 1,800 level, dips below 1,800 for a little bit, who cares? I wouldn't even panic at 1760, 1750 at all, because it wouldn't stay there for long. And again, providing a great opportunity to buy gold. And the beauty of gold right now is that, first off, I think that the Asian, China and Russia both support the gold prices pretty strong. So does India. And these countries, these countries have a lot of money, and these countries can keep the gold price pegged at a certain level, despite the monkey hammering that's probably happening on the COMEX markets, and even worse with silver, actually. But let's take a look at silver, 2104. 2109, kind of in that range right now. Okay, I'm sorry, this is the aftermarkets. I forgot the aftermarkets are open. But yesterday, or today and earlier, 2092, the low. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I thought it was like 2098 or something like that. But 2092, the low, the 2140, where it ends up closing at 2106. So this 21 mark seems to be holding its own pretty good, as does 1800 for gold. Does that mean that we can't breach that and go below it? No, it doesn't mean that at all. Never underestimate what these crimesters or these crooks can do in the COMEX markets. But again, if it even lowers, the premiums aren't getting any lower, folks, and it's getting harder to get this stuff at decent premiums. But even if gold goes down $10, $20, and the premium stays the same, you're still saving $10 or $20 if you're buying. So buying the dips is a good thing. This is a buy the dip time and or hold, in my humble opinion, at the very least. But again, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. 2106. Where was the high here? 2140. Look at that range. I mean, holy crap. That's quite a range there. High, the low, but no less 20 about 50 cents. No, it's not too bad. 60-cent range there. Sorry, misread that. And platinum holding on this $900 level quite handily. Palladium kind of bounced back up above the price of gold. I think it was in the sub 1800. There you go, 1797. And again, this is the aftermarkets which are open. Let's take a look at the 1768 was the low on gold, whereas palladium and low on gold was 1805. Something tells me that I don't think we've seen the end of palladium going down in price, but take a look at that. Nice bump up on the close to 1820 for $45.70, up $45. And here in the aftermarket, we're up again as well. And palladium is a little bit above gold, but again, tough to say what's going on there. And I don't talk much about palladium because I really don't know a lot about it. But interesting movement in that market for sure. Let's take a look at the 24-hour charts. Not a lot to talk about here. As far as gold goes, you can see that most of the monkey hammering occurred in, Monday. Monday, there's Sunday night, there's Monday right there. Most of it occurred in gold in the Crimex markets here. You see New York NYMEX. Today, kind of just like drifted sideways and slowly downward, but, so what? Not a big deal there. Gold's not staying there for long, and again, provides a good opportunity to buy gold. And yesterday, as you can see, there's yesterday's mark right there. Silver gets monkey hammered in the Crimex markets, of course, where else? Kind of rebounds back up a little bit, and then where today it just kind of goes sideways, and again in the Crimex markets gets monkey hammered again. Take a look at that. There's no reason silver should be this cheap. No reason whatsoever, other than pure manipulated collusive behavior on the COMEX markets by the big short positions. But gosh, how many times can you beat that dead horse? At some point, though, it's going to blow up in their faces. And as Ted Butler believes, he thinks that they're getting near the end game. According to Ted Butler, the big commercials are not adding to their shorts as heavily as they were. And in fact, if they buy back their shorts at a higher price and some other things, he believes that most of all, he believes that at this point, now is the best time for the big commercials to exit their positions for the least amount of loss, or whatever he said. They're in a better position now than they've ever been or in a long time, to get rid of these positions and let silver go to another level here. But let's see what happens. That's what I always say. Let's see what happens. Equities markets didn't quite hemorrhage as much as they did yesterday. And again, I believe this has to do with Fed, U.S. Treasury, the plunge protection team, the Treasury Department, the government's Biden's administration, which isn't too bright in my opinion, and the Federal Reserve, members of the Federal Reserve get together and they talk about how they can prop up or prevent market collapses. And believe me, I believe they directly intervene. So do a lot of other people, and that's probably the reason we haven't seen another 1,000-point hemorrhage today, because I believe they were full on buying shit yesterday, probably, and doing the same today. But again, that's my opinion. So we'll see. Remember, the Dow Jones, S&P, and Nasdaq are darlings in the housing market. That's what America judges its wealth by. Those things right there. So don't you not believe that when those things start to hemorrhaging, that the Fed doesn't start cranking money out the back door, buying some of these assets, as does at the behest and the request of the current administration, or whatever administration is working that time, and the Treasury Department. It's just called bailouts, more and more bailouts. All right, but again, they don't want to see these markets completely collapse. They don't want to see the housing market collapse. They just want it to go down to so much. That's kind of what I've been reading lately. They're talking about, what is it, the Fed put, which means that where will the Fed start to intervene? Some people believe that when the S&P hits around 3,500, sitting at 3,700 right now, that's when the Fed will say, okay, we're going to back off on raising rates. There's other people who believe that they're going to just completely raise rates entirely as well. Both scenarios are good for the price of gold and silver because of the endless money printing, because of the potential. We're in a great stagflation at the very least, maybe a depression. Who knows how that looks? Hard to define these things exactly, since we're living in a whole new era, a mega bubble of sorts, I guess I could say. And the mega bubble is looking a bit tenuous. Cryptos, man, speaking of tenuous, take a look at that. I mean, I don't really invest in this stuff, but I can feel people's pain on this. I mean, we've seen, take a look at, let me just click that real quick. Look at this decline, 46% over the course of a year. And I'm going to just look at 1 week. Look at the one, there we go, hang on. Look at the 1 week, 31% down in a week. How does any asset suffer 31% decline in 1 week? That's got to be, I mean, you know, crypto people got to be jumping out their condo windows. I mean, their townhouse windows or something, man. That's got to be tough unless they're hedged. But I think a lot of the younger generation that just parks the money there just rides it up and down. I mean, you know, I got a good example of that with my nephew who had Dogecoin and actually made quite a bit of money. Had the potential of making money when it just kind of went up quite a bit, and the little bit of money he had was up a lot of money for him. He just kind of wrote it back down. I have a friend of mine that's doing the same thing with the stock market. I said, well, you know, if you know it's going to go down, why don't you just kind of cash out, put your money in a money market fund? Or I don't get the logic why people ride these downs out. Why, you know, is it that they believe that it's not going to go that far down when I think their heart and their gut tells it they are? But no less, Bitcoin. Wow, I feel sorry for some of these folks out there. But what do we talk about with gold and silver? If you believe that Bitcoin is going to be around for a while, when it does finally hit bottom, there's got to be a bounce. There's got to be, you know, if you believe Bitcoin is going to be around for a long time. I think it's going to be relegated to a highly regulated by the government and banks money market, online instant money market fund of some sort. A lot of people say, oh, regulation, great, it's coming to Bitcoin, it's going to legitimize this. No. That's not government and banking come to legitimize Bitcoin. They're not there to do that. They're there to make sure that it doesn't compete with their shit. Well, anyways, let me move along here to, oh, there we go. All right, we'll get out of there. Zero hedge, not a lot to talk about. I want to get into the deal and what I think might be a really good trade. I talked to you about it a little bit earlier yesterday. I kind of teased it a bit. And it's nothing new for some of you folks that have been listening to my video for a little while. But I'm going to just move out of ZH. Nothing good here to read. Nothing, you know, nothing. And of course, you know I have an opinion on all of this stuff. So, but I want to move into, what is that? That's yesterday. No, that's yesterday's video. There we go. And of course, you know, here's the advertising part, but stick with me, even you old timers here. As you know, I advertise to be JM Bullion, APMEX Bullion, SD Bullion, and the local dealers here in South Florida. And I am a local South Florida brick and mortar only, so unfortunately, if you don't live in my area, I can't ship to you folks. I don't do any online business. I don't do any phone business. This is why I'm always encouraging you to find a good local dealer, not just because I think there's local dealers that will meet or beat or match the price of JM Bullion or even come close to JM Bullion, APMEX, and SD. And of course, I always use JM because to me, they're the Walmart of online precious metal sellers. So again, we advertise to beat them. You should be able to find a good local dealer to do that as well. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. And let's get into the suggestion that I have as far as a way to make some money. Last week, and I don't think things have changed dramatically, I made a suggestion kind of off the cuff in the middle of the show that's I think it would be a good idea for some folks to go in and trade in their Silver Eagles for generic silver. And I did have a nice young gentleman come up. Only one guy came up too. And he didn't have a lot, but I want to use his number as an example. But it was enough. I mean, he increased his holdings. I traded with him. He traded me 229 Silver Eagles, and he got back, which would be what, 229 ounces, okay? And he got back 200-ounce bars, and he got back altogether 252 ounces of silver for a net gain of what, 22, 23, a net gain, I think about 23 ounces of silver. So he came in, he traded me his Silver Eagles. even up for an extra 23 ounces of pure silver. So he walked out my door with an extra 23 ounces of silver, not with a super high premium. And this is what I'm talking about, a high premium, folks. If you're new to buying silver out there, stay the frick away from Silver Eagles. They're overpriced. There's no good redeeming quality at these numbers. Love the product, love buying American. Of course, I'd be the first one to tell you, buy American products. But when it comes to Silver Eagles, look at the silver price. $21.24. What are these guys getting for them? Now, those are rub damaged and stuff, but $35, all right? Holy crap, that's like 15, almost a $15, $14 plus premium. That's as low as, I'm sure it's more than that for smaller quantities. So Silver Eagles are getting 14 to 15 bucks over spot prices, folks. And if I'm correct, the current wholesale buy prices on them, I've seen different levels, are anywhere between, let me just take a look here and reconfirm what I'm looking at. Silver Eagles, I've seen wholesale buy prices anywhere from $7 to $10 over spot for nice, clean, random date rolls. That's industry. Don't expect to get that yourself, okay? That's just the industry numbers, all right? That's the range I've seen. Different people out there, wholesale dealers offering to buy Silver Eagles. Plus $7 to $10, depending on how many they need and how bad they need them. It's been in that range, all right? So here's where I'm going with that. And 90%, same way. 90%, I've seen buy prices between $5 and $5 and $6. I'm not seeing too much over $6, but spot plus $5 to $6. Okay, so what I'm saying is wholesale. Now you're not going to get as much triple. You're not going to do as good a trade on 90% as you would Silver Eagles right now, because again, the premium on Silver Eagles is so much higher. But you should be able to get a dealer to pay you on a trade, not pay you for your Silver Eagles, but on a trade for some 999. And I'm going to kind of try to give you some numbers. I'm thinking between $5 and $7 per ounce on a trade, okay? So that means that if silver's at, and again, they use a higher silver price here. Let's just use $21 even. So if silver's at $21, you should be able to get on a trade 27, 28 bucks maybe on a trade. So, and what are you going to trade for? You're going to be able to trade for, what's the best deal right now? Of course, 100 ounce bars are going to be the best deal, but you should be able to get 100 ounce bars for spot plus $3.50 or less. All right, you see the difference right there. So, and the fact that you're doing a trade, you should be able to even get the 100 ounce bars for a little bit cheaper, spot plus $3.25 perhaps, you know, so you'll save a quarter there. And again, that's how you're going to put extra silver in your pocket. You trade your Silver Eagles, and you get the high premium that you're going to get for your Silver Eagles right now. And again, this is a trade we'll do in our store. You know, talk to your local dealer and see if he'll do the same trade. It puts money in his pocket, because trust me, I'm making money doing this as well, and it puts more silver in the customer's pocket. Now, some of you are going to ask, well, Brian, what's that mean? You're just going to go out and sell the Silver Eagles for way more? No, bullshit. I won't sell these Silver Eagles to my customers. I stack them in back and I sell them to the online sellers who have no problem selling overpriced silver to their customers. I don't refuse to sell Silver Eagles customers. If someone wants them, I'll sell them to them. But anyone that comes into my store knows me. I'll tell you, it's a shit deal. It's a shit deal buying Silver Eagles. But meanwhile, let's take advantage of these high premiums you're getting for Silver Eagles. Let's take advantage by turning those high premiums into more silver in your pocket, like the young man did, trading 229 ounces of silver and walking out with 252 ounces. How's that for a deal? Extra silver. That will benefit you in higher silver. When silver goes higher in price, that'll benefit you far greater than a premium. Far greater. Believe me on that. And I also believe that the higher prices go, and when silver starts to get up into bubble territory, premiums just disappear. And that's usually when most smart people are going to sell, when everyone else is selling. You know, that's the thing is, well, anyways. So Silver Eagles, great trade. Try to find your local dealer that'll do a trade for you by giving you more generic silvers, 1 ounces, 10 ounces, which are going to be a little bit higher premium. You're probably going to have a better trade with kilos and 100-ounce bars. If you can't do that, I still think that you might be able to find 10s and 1s and still do a trade and come out with some more silver in your pocket, as opposed to overpriced premiums that the current Silver Eagles have right now. As far as 90%, let me look at 90% here. And again, don't forget I use JM Bullion because I like their webpage. They're honest people. They are the Walmart of silver and gold sellers out there, but I don't think they'd do that trade with you either, would they? No, there are retailers out there. They all are. All the online guys are retailers. That's why it's nice to find a good local guy that knows the retail and the wholesale business and can work in between the spreads with you of the large guys. Because trust me, your local dealer should be able to beat the prices of JM, SD, and APMEX bullion easily. They don't have the overhead those guys had. Let's take a look at 90%, see what kind of deals are out there. And there are no deals in 90%, folks. I took a look at the premiums here, and wow, look at that. I believe here, and I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you how to do the math. Let's pull up Siri here and see if she can do some simple math for us. Current silver price, let's take a look. 2106, and we're going to look and see what a bag of 90%. Now, a bag of 90% is $1,000 face value. And I know some of you are going to hear me say 715 ounces. In reality, there's 720 ounces in a BU bag of silver, 720. But in the industry, in the buying industry, we often figured bags that the industry standard is 715 because we figure there's wear. So a lot of buy prices and a lot of dealers that buy and sell bags of 90%, which is $1,000 face value of dimes, quarters, and halves, or halves, figure bags at 715 ounces. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm telling you that before I do the math here. Okay, for those of you guys that know the melt value of this stuff. 21.06 times 715.
It's 15,057.9.
So $15,057 is what a bag of 90% is. And what does that mean? That means 15 times the face value, if I want to just round it off. So that means silver's worth 15 times the face value in melt. So $1 worth of silver has $15 worth of silver in it. Okay, you got me now? That's based on 715 ounces. Let's go to JM Bullion and see what they're getting for $1 worth of silver. Mercury dimes, which actually you shouldn't buy because they're too worn out. They have less silver in them. They're getting $25.13 for. 25 as low as, remember, that's their as low as price too. That's quite a premium, man. In fact, I'm not even sure how much of a premium it is. But no less, if you can go into your local dealer and get yourself, do a trade with your local dealer, and again, he'll make money if he figures it correctly, and trade him your 90% silver, okay, for generic 100-ounce bars, kilo bars, 10-ounce bars, and maybe 1-ounce bars. I think there's a trade to be done there where you can walk out with a couple extra ounces. Now, the trade won't be as great as Silver Eagles, but no less. Man, I'd rather have 999 than 90%. I really would. Easier to figure, too. It's dollar. You look at the screen and say an ounce. 90% you have to figure out. 90% is, I don't know, not a big fan of 90% unless it's cheap. And I feel the same way about Silver Eagles. To me, the best advice I can give any gold and silver buyers out there is buy the least expensive premium product you can. I don't care what it looks like, providing it's recognizable within the industry. What I mean is recognizable products in the industry at the cheapest premium you can buy. Not, what your cousin says, oh, that's, I've never seen that before, don't buy that, or your neighbor and stuff. You buy industry recognizable products. And how do you know the industry recognizable products? Well, a lot of products you'll see on sites like JM are industry recognizable products. But if you go to your local dealer, he'll tell you, what are the industry recognizable products? He'll tell you, well, these are, what's the least expensive premium amongst those products? And a good dealer will tell you that. We do here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. And we're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Shameless plug, I know. So, folks, that's what I recommend right now. Trade your Silver Eagles and very possibly your 90% to your local dealer and end up with more silver in your pocket, because that premium is going to go away at some point. And not only that, the silver you'll gain at these prices will be far greater benefit to you in the future than that premium that Silver Eagles have now, or even 90. So that's my advice. I'm sticking with it. I know what the hell I'm talking about because I've been doing this for an awful long time. And let's take a look at yesterday's video real quick, because I think I've given you some good advice. You got any questions, ask me in the comment section. I'll answer. Joey says the only reason the markets couldn't get any worse is that it's not Friday, but Monday the 13th. Okay. Thanks, Joey, for commenting. Wallace, Markets and Confidential Roads, Plunge Protection Team. Yep, you know what I'm talking about. The PPT, Plunge Protection Team, will find it harder to prop up the markets. I like it. God, you some smart commenters out there, smart viewers out there. There'll be a run on banks. People flock to precious metals. Greetings from Australia. Yeah, hey, thanks, Wallace. Appreciate that. Have a lot of friends, surfing friends from Australia. I'm a surfer as well. I like surfing and used to run contests out in California and had some of the Australian guys show up. Silverliner says metals are safer than the stock market. I think they are. I mean, the thing is, when you talk about safer, I think you can say that gold's been around for 5,000 years. You're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt or anything like that, So, yeah, safety, sure, I think so. And it doesn't require electricity or internet, really. Well, maybe the price discovery does, but I remember back in the day before we had internet, my father, we had a number we used to call MTB, Manford, Trudell, and Brooks up in New York. They had a recorded number where they constantly updated the spot prices. It was automated at one time. Then it was just at first it was some recorded guy's voice. Hey, spots, blah, blah, blah. And then it kind of became automated. But yeah, that's a true story, man. This is before internet. Believe that. There was life before internet. There were prices before internet, gold prices. You just had to call and get them on the telephone. I wonder how gold prices got around. Oh, they didn't have to. Gold was at a fixed price. Never mind. Not going to ask that question. Show my stupidity. And Clayton says, in 2000, I was talking about that yesterday. 2019, I had an extra car. I took my Buick CarMax for an appraisal. In 2019, they offered me $8,500. Took it back, CarMax last week, and got $12,500. It's 3 years older and $25,000. I know, it's crazy, man. I have a feeling I'm going to wait right now, not get a new car. Only reason I'm going to do that is because I think that at 2023 it's going to be a knee-jerk reaction. No cars this year. They're going to build the shit out of them, make a ton of cars, and have a lot of cars in 2023. And then the depression will kick in, and no one will be able to buy them. So the price will come down. How do you like that logic? I don't know if it works for me. I ain't paying these prices though, man. Almost 50 grand with sales tax for a RAV4 hybrid loaded. Give me a break. Thanks for commenting, Clayton. Appreciate that. Matthew says, first time watching. Thank you. Appreciate that too, sir. And appreciate you commenting. Gold won't drop as Russia put a floor on it. Yeah, I agree with that. With Russia oil, and I think the same applies for silver. I'm not quite sure the same applies for silver, but I tell all my silver guys, watch gold, especially with the ratio right now. I mean, it's like 86-1 or something like that. So watch gold, because where gold goes, silver will ultimately follow, and that's absolutely true. Gary says, hey, okay, fish guy, looking forward to, hey, I hope that was helpful for you with the 1,000 Silver Eagles, Gary. Gosh, I wouldn't want to have you drive down to do that deal, but man, try to find a good local dealer up in your area. Where are you? You're in West Virginia. You know what? Call me. I might be able to find someone up your area to make that deal happen, Gary. So call me at the store at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals between 10 and 4. I hate to see you drive down here for that deal. And I might be able to find, I know dealers all over the country. I grew up in this business. I've been, my father is a dealer. So a second generation doing this stuff, going to shows all over the country. So I know a lot of good people. Call me tomorrow, Gary, and I'll see what I can come up with you. Save you that drive to Florida, as much as I'd love to see you. Thanks for commenting, Gary, and appreciate it. Ned says the opening coin toss is part of the shtick. Oh, yeah. I had to do it a different part of the office today, and my space where I could do the coin toss is literally 6x6, so it rolled right off the table. But legit coin toss, and it was a bear today. COVID says hasn't held up all day. I say gold has held on the floor pretty damn well, barely moves up or down. Yeah, I think so too as well. And again, ultimately, I think silver is more monkey-hammered, manipulated market, but gold, it's going to follow gold ultimately. That's my opinion. Yeah, what a shame, Michael Matthews. That is true. Yep, we meet a shakeup in both parties for sure. And Black Monday for Bitcoin. Yeah. Coin toss. Thanks, Shep. Appreciate that. I think I'm going to continue the coin toss. I'm going to continue the coin toss. Tree Climber says, seeing the Monday Morning Madness strikes again. That's true. I hope you were able to buy at the dip, and of course you are. You're a smart, lucky fellow. And thanks for commenting, Tree Climber. JV Master says, Trace of shiny G metal. Yep, platinum seems to follow gold more. Yeah, that's true. It does. It really does. It seems to like go someplace before gold does. You know what I mean? If it's going down like a couple days before gold is kind of sitting there, gold follows it, so platinum goes up. And anyway, it seems to be some kind of parallel there. And the only reason I see that stuff is just because, man, when you watch this stuff all day, man, hours and hours every day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week too with Sundays, you can't help but notice patterns, and I do see patterns. I really do, on a macro level, not on a micro level. Hey, thanks for commenting. I appreciate that, JVF Mastering. Bitcoin used to be at 70. Yeah, it's about a third of where it was right now. Man, I feel for those people. Dow at minus 60. Yep, strong numbers. What fun. You do not. If you did not seem like a reader, none of us would watch you. Hey, thanks, man. You know what? I'm not a beer drinker, but wine, whiskey, that kind of stuff. I never acquired a taste for a beer. I did drink beer when I was younger, and I had a bad experience with it. It probably has to do with the amount I drank. Yeah, I do like rum, wine. I like a little bit of whiskey. I don't drink much whiskey. I used to like bourbon too, but mostly a rum drinker and a wine drinker. A little bit of vodka here and there. You have a way of breaking news easy. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I really appreciate your kind comments there, Mr. Rouge. Hope I pronounced that right. And have a great day, sir. Heart of Texas, nice to see you there. Wait for the big crash. I agree with you 100%. Nick likes the coin toss. I do switch it up. I got 2 different coins, and thanks for mentioning that, Nick. Circuit breakers. Yeah, that's true. BS. I think they still have circuit breakers, don't they? I'm not even sure what triggers them off. I'd be curious about that. I mean, yeah, I thought the Dow had circuit breakers, but I'm not quite sure what level it is, and it's pretty amazing we haven't reached any of those levels yet. That's hence my suspicion, and not just my suspicion, but people way smarter than me believe that the plunge protection team is preventing these markets from collapsing. Yeah, upside down world, Spadanuta. God, I still haven't got your name right. I hope that's right. What a positive RV. Yeah, 50K with taxes for an, yeah, go figure, for a RAV4. Boy, yeah, it was War. Eric Burton. Is Eric Burton the one that did it? You sure about that? But yeah, the song was War. Thanks, 24K. Yeah, we're down a little bit. Hold, silver down 40 in the money. Not much of a hold. Yeah, of course it is. We're in our ranges. That's Eric. We're in our ranges. Gold has been in this 1800 to 1850 range for how long now? And silver's been in this high 20s, $21 to $22 level for how long now? And again, we're not like seeing new lower lows really. We're just kind of seeing range bound with gold and silver. But hey, the week's not over. Let's see what happens. Richard says Aladdin, BlackRock, Vanguard AI is. AI, artificial intelligence. I've been looking more into that stuff. That's crazy stuff, man. And I don't think so, Silver Detective. I just don't see it. And if we do see $15 silver, it's simply going to be a COMEX collapse, a COMEX crash. And I think that you won't find silver anywhere. Physical silver will be $25-$30 when you see it at 15, or delivery times will be out 3 months. I just don't see silver at $15 realistically. But what's realistic about a criminal collusive market in silver and COMEX? There's nothing really about that. So never underestimate these crooks and how they can destroy a market, at least the price discovery part of it. But just because silver goes to 15 doesn't mean, is that what it's worth? No, that's what their paper bullshit claims it's worth. Again, that's my opinion. Sticking with it. Thanks for watching, you folks. I really appreciate it. And of course, you know I say think for yourself and always question authority. And you can't do that unless you question your own narrative and your own opinion and your own beliefs, because they may not be your own. I'm sure they're not. Mine weren't. And the first smartest thing I ever did in my life was question my own opinion, my own narrative, and build from there. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Going to eat some dinner now and call it evening, and curious to see what happens tomorrow. Hope my advice puts more silver in your pocket. If you live in South Florida, come by and give me a call first. Let's make sure we can still do this deal tomorrow, because things change day by day. But listen, I don't think price of Silver Eagles is coming down anytime soon as far as the premiums go, and I think it's a great trade. And 90%, again, we'll put extra silver in your pocket, not as much as Silver Eagles, but still think it a good trade. And please find yourself a good local dealer if you don't live in South Florida. And if you do live in South Florida, I'm your man. Hey, thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.